In a video, I'm going to hopefully help you with what to do if you struggle with your mindset around hitting your fitness goals, hitting your weight loss goals, hitting your nutrition goals, or anything you're looking to do health and fitness wise. So look, let's dive straight in, shall we? One of the biggest things that I think is really beneficial is to look into the why. I believe it's really important to look into the why is it I struggle to hit my weight loss goals? Why is it I struggle with my mindset around exercise, around foods, around doing the things I say that I want to do? What is the actual struggle? So I always believe it's really beneficial to look back and try and identify when these patterns started. I'm always a big believer in moving forward, but first we must look backwards first to see if we can recognize, is there anything that triggered a behavior in terms of, let's look at it this way, maybe it's binge eating. You know, that's something that can be a big problem for a lot of people. Was there a trigger that caused someone to binge eat? And is that now a pattern that happens when stress is high, tired, things haven't gone right in your day? Is that a pattern that reoccurs? Is there something that's happened in terms of alcohol? Maybe, you know, maybe someone turns to alcohol because they've had a tough day or things are stressful. But where did that pattern start? Did it start because I actually heard a story the other day, and this is from a clinical psychologist, and she did this exact thing with someone that was an alcoholic. And it turns out that he went to the pub with his dad for the first time at 16. At 16, he felt like it brought him closer to his dad, so he had more of a connection. His dad actually passed away, but he still had that destructive behavior because it felt like it brought him close to his dad. He felt like he had that connection. What he realized was that he didn't need to do that. You know, when his dad was passed, he didn't need to do that, and full stop. And once he realized he didn't need to do that, he actually stopped drinking. He gave up cold turkey and actually stopped drinking. So is there some patterns that we can recognize from our past which are negative, which are not helpful for the person that we want to be? So I always think it's really important to look back and question, when did this start? Was there anything that triggered it? And then it's like, what can I do to change it? Sometimes just recognizing that behavior, that pattern, is enough to actually change it and go, do you know what? I don't need to do this anymore. Again, I'm going to give you another example. I had an awesome client called Lorna, and we traced this back to when she was in school. She had a younger sister who was disabled. So she had a younger sister who was disabled. So every night after school, her mum's way of showing her love for looking after her younger sister was she'd leave some treats out after school. So she'd have some things out on the table, which was treats for her, to say, look, I know you're doing a really good job looking after your sister. This is my way of showing love to you. So we traced that all the way back. And then I said to her, did you recognize that? You used to do that? And she said, no. The crazy thing was she was still doing that. Lorna actually became a teacher. And the first thing she did every single day when she walked through the door is she went to the sweet cupboard and she ate some sweets. So she had that behavior since childhood. Once she realized that she didn't need to do that, it was her mum's way of showing her affection, she just completely stopped that behavior. So it's important, if we look backwards, is there anything we can recognize in behaviors that aren't serving us? And then maybe we get those belief shifts. So it's really important to get the belief shifts. So I've worked with so many people that will either have a belief that they can't lose weight, or maybe they're not worthy to lose weight, not worthy to be happy, they're not worthy to get in a certain place, or they don't have the time. If you keep telling yourself that, guess what? You're never going to lose weight. You're never going to be worthy. You're not going to have these belief shifts. So you've got to change the thinking. That's what the mindset really is all about. Changing these belief shifts to, I can lose weight. I am worthy of being happy. I am worthy of losing weight. I have self-worth. I treat my body well. So it's really important to have these belief shifts and start saying that we can do things as opposed to I can't. So if you keep saying you can't do it, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I can't find the time. I can't lose weight. It's too difficult. Then all those things are going to come true. So we need to get some belief shifts into our thinking. And the last thing, because I don't want to give you too many things to go off and think about, but hopefully this will give you a little bit of clarity, is we need to think about the person we want to become before we become them. So the best example of this is Muhammad Ali, the great and wonderful Muhammad Ali, right? He told people he was the greatest way before he'd become the greatest. He told everyone before he had any big fights, I am the greatest. And guess what? He became the greatest. So we have to be the person we want to become. So think about what are the behaviors, what are the actions of someone that is fit and healthy? What do they do? What can we learn from them? Is it discipline around food? Is it discipline around exercise, doing the things they say they want to do, getting up early, going to bed? All those habits and behaviors that make someone successful in weight loss. What are they doing? How can we start doing them even before we become that person? And then last thing I'm going to leave you with is self-image. So a lot of these roll into one. So unless you sort of shift your self-image and start telling yourself and thinking like, I am a fit, healthy person. I treat my body with care and attention and love. I exercise. I eat the right foods to nourish my body. So I want to live long and be around my family and have longevity. You know, unless we sort of really become that person, a lot of these things are just temporary. And that's why people struggle with diets or plans that don't really tackle or delve into the why, the behaviors, the habits, and really look at the self-image. I like to think of it as almost like a mentality. Now, I'm a big sports fan. Think about the mentality of Muhammad Ali. He told everyone he was the greatest. So then in his mind, he is the greatest. And he definitely believed it. Then he has to live up to being the greatest. So that was his self-image. I am the greatest. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to be like the greatest sportsman in the world or the greatest at diet or exercise, but you've got to have that belief. You've got to start living like that person you want to become. Look, hopefully that's given you some thoughts, some clarity that will help you move forward with the struggle around mindset, because it can be very, very difficult. All right. Cheers, guys. Speak soon.